Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Neil Young albums that I absolutely love, but I won't be buying these on CD or vinyl anytime soon. Okay, first up, we've got After the Gold Rush. Now, everybody's probably going to come after me in the comments because this is absolutely a legendary album. Why wouldn't you have this in your collection? But I just feel like some things have to be saved for later. You know, it's a very expensive journey being a Neil Young fan, getting his physical releases. And I just don't think that getting this album in my collection right now is a priority, although I love the songs that are on this album. My personal favorite songs on this album are Southern Man, After the Gold Rush, Tell Me Why, Don't Let It Bring You Down, and Till the Morning Comes. Alright, so next up we've got American Stars and Bars. This is a Neil Young album that I was originally kind of hesitant to listen to, and I just keep coming back to it. And there's certainly some negative moments in this album, certainly some positive moments. But as for buying the album, I don't think that I need it. My favorite songs on this album are probably Will to Love, Star of Bethlehem, Hold Back the Tears, and the first one, That Old Country Waltz, which is absolutely amazing. And I would be completely dumb not to mention Like a Hurricane, which is an absolute banger. Here's Reactor. And again, I love all of these albums. There's never really anything completely negative in a Neil Young album. As for Reactor, this album actually has a lot of my favorite Neil Young songs, but I feel like as for buying it in my collection, I don't need it right now. Some of my favorite songs in here are Rapid Transit, I believe it's called, Shots, which is amazing, and Opera Star. I don't know what the general consensus is on this album, but I think it's one of my favorites, but it's not a priority as far as purchasing goes. Okay, Freedom. Wow. It's a great album. Of course, it has Rockin' in the Free World, Crime in the City, Someday. Another one of my favorite songs, The Ways of Love, is amazing. So, as I keep saying, there's a lot of good songs on these albums, but just not enough to make me make the full purchase. I'm always trying to think about like my collection. Seeing the CDs in my collection, which ones would I want to get first to make sure that I have those? You know what I'm saying? Next up, we've got Weld. Now, everybody's always talking about this album. Everybody's like, you need this in your collection. Oh my gosh, it's a really good live album. It has a lot of Neil's great tracks, and it's pretty cheap too. It's on like eBay, and I was gonna actually get it from eBay and make it one of my first eBay purchases. I've never bought a CD or a record off of eBay, so that's gonna be an interesting journey to take when I get to that point. You know, I need to get more of the essentials before I make any of these extra purchases. But, you know, some of these songs I just don't like. Let's move on. Okay, so here we got Silver and Gold, and this is such a maybe later album because it's actually a really good album, and I kind of feel bad for putting it on this list, but I've been comparing it to Prairie Wind, for example, which is one that I really wanted recently, and just comparing it to Prairie Wind, I'm just going to be honest. I'm comparing it to Prairie Wind, and I'm going to figure out whether I want Silver and Gold or Prairie Wind. But Silver and Gold is a great album, and it's definitely one that I'm probably going to buy, you know, in the future. But as for the most important ones, it's just not a priority. I mean, I keep saying this, so if you get annoyed, by the way, you could literally just click off the video, because I'm going to be talking about priorities this whole video. So that's just a little footnote. Okay, now we got Psychedelic Pill. This is one of his best albums. I'm just going to put that out there. Some of these albums I would consider some of his best, but I am not going to pay, you know, $15 to $20 for a CD. The prices on Amazon, they've kind of been switching in the past, but I've seen this on Amazon for, you know, $17 to $20, and there's no way that I'm paying for that. Next up, we have The Monsanto Years, which was recorded with Promise of the Real. This is an okay album, but why would I get this one when I can just get all the highlights from this album on the live album Earth? Because he did perform some of these songs on that one, and I feel like that's just a better investment. Plus, Earth has Hippie Dream, which is one of my favorite Neil Young songs. I feel like it's one of his most underrated tracks, and I'm so glad that he spotlighted it when he performed the Earth kind of concert. I'm not sure if it was a tour what it necessarily was, but when he did that live album, he performed Hippie Dream, which is amazing. All right, next up, and this is actually, I think this is the final one on the list. Colorado, I was considering getting this on maybe CD or vinyl, and I do like how I feel, maybe this is just me, but the song switched kind of between acoustic and electric, and I love that kind of juxtaposition. But I'm just not gonna get it. I think $40 for the record is expensive, although I do understand it's like a triple disc release. But whatever, that is my list of Neil Young albums that I absolutely love, but I won't be getting on CD or vinyl anytime soon. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe so that you can get more content. And if you didn't like this video, I don't care. Peace, spread love.